Hey, everybody, and welcome to Authentic Points of View podcast. I am so excited to be back. So, as you see, if you're watching, there is a person beside me. So, I always did the show by myself and had guests. So, McKenna now is my co host. And if you are on audio, you'll hear her in a second. So, welcome to Authentic Points of View season number 4, and this is episode number 1. So excited. There's a lot of changes. If you are watching, this whole setup is different. And I'm really excited. One of my nurse friends said that it looked boring before. She was right. Uh, so I take advice from people, right? It was boring. This is pretty cool. We did this together. We made this together. McKenna made the sign. And Be Kind, of course, is one of my favorite things. So excited about that. Now, this is all new. Okay. We were supposed to have an intro video and all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to see if it's live on. How do I do that, McKenna? I'm trying to see if we're live right now. Okay, we are. Great. On YouTube. Wonderful. And so let's check the Facebook. So this is really exciting for me because I want you to be as involved as possible. So comment, yeah, or listen to me talk. That's so fun. See, this is a trial. It's a trial. It's time learning as you go along. So fun. All right. Now, if you're listening, I'm sorry because if you know me, okay, great. We're live on all the things. Wonderful. So good times. Yeah, this is not the way I did it before. If I ever did lives, it was on Zoom. So this is really just trying, and that's why we don't have a guest the first episode, because I wanted to do trial and error without a guest being a part of that and being an accomplice. It's not fair to them. All right, so if anybody's on and watching, please comment, ask questions, whatever. All right, so season 4. Now, my goal is to also do the audio. I am learning, so I don't really know how to do the audio with this this software. So we'll see. I have a lot of listeners. I'm so grateful and thankful because even when I've been on break, which I will talk about that in a second, even being on break, I had new listeners every week. So thank you so much. That means a lot to me. So, Authentic Points of View. If you're brand new, never heard of me, never saw me, never watched anything, let me just tell you why I started Authentic Points of View. We started in 2022. I like to rhyme, but that wasn't on purpose. And basically, what it means to me is a lot of things. I came from an area, I moved from Baltimore area to an area in Ohio, where kind of like almost everybody was the same. People didn't really go places, and things were just like, yeah, just a lot of people have judgments and opinions, right, of things that they didn't know or things they hadn't experienced. So when I started it, I wanted to show that we all have something in common. And that's true. We all do have something in common. And so it's a matter. I've talked to people, been very blessed and grateful to talk to people in Australia, all Brazil, like all different places. And we had something in common every single time. It was a different thing in common, but it was something in common. So I really started it for that reason. And I got to meet the most amazing people. So amazing. I got to, if you haven't seen it, go back and listen to the ones. Some of them are on video on this page on YouTube channel. Beth and Cooper, they are basically TikTok stars. Amazing, so smart. He's so smart. So we interviewed them. Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains. If you are my age, you know what that is. If you are her age, you have no clue what I'm saying. But it's a thing. Great show. So I interviewed him. I interviewed a famous drummer, a rapper, authors, comedians, like all kinds of stuff. And so it was really, really fun. So now I'm going to tell you some things that haven't been happening. Yay. All right. So I kind of switched things up last season. And so I was doing, started another podcast called Turning Trauma to Triumph. And so I started doing Authentic Points of View once a month instead of once a week. And the other one was once a week, right? So that was a difference. And then a lot happened. I wrote a book. This is not the real book. This is like the copy that you get to proofread, but the other ones are in a box, and this one was easier to access, and the other ones are in black and white, unfortunately, and this one is in color. So I'll show you. So I wrote a book, and I was doing a lot. If you don't know me, I am a nurse, a mom, and now I'm a Mimi. I have a granddaughter. Oh yeah, thank you. I have a granddaughter. I am a life coach. I am an author. I am yay, yeah, that's the colored ones. I am an author, a life coach, podcast host. I was a comedian. So many things. So yeah, that's my brother. Yay. Okay. So I wrote this book in honor of my brother who passed away. And it is called Inside CJ's Mind. Now, he had severe OCD, and I wanted a way to honor him. So it is a fiction book because the character gets a lot of help. And unfortunately, my brother didn't get any help. So that was the purpose of doing that book. To bring awareness to OCD and actually like it's for anybody, but I say basically like 11 and up. So my adult friends have read it, all the things. It's been really great. Everybody's been very supportive, and I'm very thankful and blessed. So I wanted to promote the book, and I was just doing a lot. So I kind of started slacking on the podcast, and then I had some health issues. So if you wonder where I've been, if you are one of my audio listeners and you don't follow me on social media, you probably were like, what happened to this lady? So I will tell you some things. Since 2000 and maybe 14, 15, since she was like a little baby, I have had some stroke symptoms. Like one time I was life flighted when she was a baby. And so they say it's migraines and all this stuff. So fast forward to September. Last September, I was at work and I had been dizzy for a couple weeks. And I still could walk and function, but I started to feel like I was going to pass out. So fast forward, everybody asked me if I was okay. I was not okay. It went from about to pass out to they tried to put me in a wheelchair. My whole right side went out and my speech was stammered. Usually when it happened, I would have slurred speech and aphasia. I did have like expressive aphasia, which means that I couldn't find the right words to say. And I would get really frustrated. So that's very frustrating. So I would go and try to like say something and I just couldn't think of it. But I was able to talk. So at that point, they called rapid response on me. That's embarrassing. But yes, they did. And after that, I was hospitalized just for a couple of days, 2 nights. And so after that, I was forced to finally take care of my health. Now, forced, that doesn't make any sense, right? I should have been doing it. So I am very much an advocate and I'm very transparent with stuff. I am a nurse and I was putting myself on the back burner with a lot of things. So after that, I had another episode, but not so much stroke symptoms, but and then bad dizziness, bad migraines, a lot of other things. My heart rate goes up. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I am very grateful and blessed to be alive. Like I say that every day. I'm so thankful and grateful to be alive. And since that time in September, I have seen multiple doctors and I see physical therapy. So things have gotten a lot better. And I am so grateful and thankful. So I also do a 90-day, I did a 90-day reset. I believe today is day 90, by the way. So Monique Duran is amazing. She's a mind body coach. She is going to actually be our guest. So pumped for that. Episode number 4, I believe. And she's going to teach you some tools and tricks that she taught me because basically my migraines are gone. My migraines are gone. My what else did I say I had? Look, see, yeah. So my migraines are basically gone. My dizziness is way better. Yeah, I haven't had any stroke symptoms at all. I've done a lot of great things and made a lot of great progress. So I'm so grateful for her and her program that she has. And she actually has a thing tomorrow, so you should sign up. Let me look it up because I just signed up. It's break free in 3 days, I believe. If you're interested, comment or ask me. And I'll definitely let you know what it is or how to find it. So that has happened and that took up a lot of my life. Many appointments, plus I work as a nurse. And I have her and she's awesome. And so there we go. Now, something cool is I'm a grandma now, right? And she calls me Mimi. She doesn't really say Mimi yet, but she will. She's in Maryland. And what's cool is I just got to meet her last weekend. I was there until this Tuesday that just passed. Unfortunately, McKenna didn't get to go because it was school days, but we are going. She's very sad. We are going in April. Okay. So that's exciting. I am pumped up. Okay. It's her first birthday is in April. So that's really cool. I got a new vehicle and it's new to me. So 2023. My other one was giving me so many issues. I'm talking about horrible issues, would not pass emissions. It was really bad. So that's great. That's happened. That's better. Got a new vehicle. It works great. So excited about that. And I'm thankful for everybody that helped in that situation as well. And so also, I paid off one of my credit cards. I'm just telling you all my business. Why not? Woohoo! So a lot of things are going great and I'm so grateful. Sometimes things happen. And so I literally on Friday night was coming home and went to check in the window because I was looking at something and I flew up in the air. I slipped on bricks, flew up in the air, hit my head in 2 places. Here's my arm and my hand. And hit my whole right side, my jaw, 2 places on the back of my head, my ribs. Yeah. And so it hurts. But this is why I'm saying this, is that mindset is everything. I could have been mad. I was a little embarrassed, but nobody saw me. I could have been a lot of things. But what I was grateful. Because I'm a nurse and so I take care of people after surgery. And some people don't make it. Some people die from what just happened to me. I hit my head on bricks, y'all. Bricks, like 2 bricks. Or I bounced off of bricks. I don't know what happened. It was so bad. I said my head is bouncy. But the point is that my life was spared again. So when that happens, what can we do? We know that, hopefully we know that we have a purpose. So I am so blessed and grateful that my life was spared. Just after I got the car, a couple days after, somebody literally was going 50, 60 miles an hour right at me. It was a red light for them. I had a green arrow turning left. And I could have died. But somehow in divine, no, I can't talk. Divine intervention or something. So it was a miracle. I slammed on the brakes and pushed the horn at the same time. That person hit 2 cars, but not mine. My life was spared. I'm so grateful. So, I mean, when those things happen, if you're in the right mindset and you really realize that you could have died, it could have been a lot worse. I could have lost a limb. I could have died. I could have been bleeding out in my head. Like lots of things could have happened. So I'm very grateful. This is not to brag. I just like to be transparent and tell you guys good and bad things, right? So that's great. I'm okay and I'm so happy and thankful. And I got to do a really cool education training yesterday for ASPAN, which was really, really neat. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was great times. Lots of my coworkers were there. I loved it. So now, without further ado, we're going to talk about, don't hit your mic, baby. We're going to talk about why are we kind of revamping the podcast and what are we doing? So I told you I wrote a book. Now we're changing authentic points of view for this season and maybe forever to kind of be focused on helping parents and children 10 to 16. So what does that mean? Kids can watch us. If there is an episode that I feel like is not appropriate for her age, she will not be my co-host that episode. If it's for older kids, I will give you a warning at the beginning. Now I'm learning this stuff, so I can make a little video that's like a little, I would say like trigger warning or something like that. I don't know. And so at that point, you will you'll be aware of that and use your discretion if a kid should watch or not. Now on the replay, I can put that it's not appropriate for children. On the live, no. Anybody, I guess, can watch YouTube live. She loves YouTube, by the way. This is not a commercial for YouTube, but she loves it. So, all right. Now, McKenna, you have been so good and so patient and just sitting here so beautiful, just hanging out. Let me ask you, why is it important for you to be a part of this? And part B of the question, why do you think it's important to help kids between 10 and 16?
So I think it's important for like me to be on here because I think that I could help advertise it. And also I think I could help people or like kids. So like they would want to watch because I might be going through the same thing or they might be going through the same thing.
Right.
And also part B of the question, I think that it's important for teens and adults because some parents might not know what their kid is going through and their kid might not know what their parents are going through. So I think it might be good for both of them to maybe watch this as something to get off of school and work and social media and everything.
Yeah. So they can watch it together, right? That's cool. So also somebody said, which is really sweet, I actually met her on a plane. Another thing I want to say really quick is that if you know what's been going on with the planes and stuff, I have not flown in 20 years. Guess when I was flying, y'all? After all the crashes and the collisions and all the things and the fires and the things. And then the other one, yeah, just a lot. Okay. So that's when I was flying. I was very nervous. So when I landed each time, I was so grateful and thankful that I got there safely and alive. So that's another thing that I'm grateful for. But yes, so this lady on the plane said, she's actually from Atlanta. So she said it's really important for people to see mothers and daughters having a good relationship. And I didn't think of it that way. I have 3 older boys and I have her. So it makes sense, because they say like mama's boy and daddy's girl. So we're going to talk about topics that help parents mostly, sometimes kids mostly, and sometimes both. So it's really important for us to be genuine and authentic, as the name says. That's why I also am transparent, because I'm not going to call myself, and my business name, by the way, y'all, is Authentic Points of View LLC. That's my business name. My coaching, my life coaching is Authentic Points of View Life Coaching. This is Authentic Points of View podcast. So that means a lot to me. So I try my best. Now I have moments, right? I'm a human. But I try my best to be as honest and authentic and genuine as possible, because that's really what my message is. That's what I really truly believe in. And being real, I can't help people as a life coach if I'm fake as heck. Well, maybe I can, but that's not me. That's not how I roll, right? I can't show her how to be a good lady if I am a sneaky liar and just being a bad woman or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I want to show her entrepreneurship and, being successful and being responsible and being honest and being all those things. And if I was living not like that, how can I teach her to do that? Right. So it's really, 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 really important to me and to her. And I've always tried to keep my kids involved. One, because it doesn't feel too much of a job, like I'm getting taken away from her. Now, when I was doing the podcast before, she might get frustrated because I came downstairs for an hour or two. So now she gets to be here with me. Yeah. When I did photography, she was involved a lot, if the clients were okay with it. When I did boudoir, she was not. No, that's not. We didn't. But in Ohio, when I did photography, the boys were involved, carrying equipment, setting stuff up. I like to keep them as involved as possible, right? Not the life coaching, of course. That's not their business, what anybody else is going through. But when I wrote the book, she's my co-author, contributing author, McKenna. Look at her. She's so cute. So those things are important to me. It builds trust between us. It builds our relationship. And it's just really a helpful thing. I don't know if my mic is on. It's not on. Hi. I don't know if you can hear me.
We're having some technical difficulties here.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. We're back.
I hope it's on. I don't know. I'm still talking. So hopefully you could hear me the whole time.
Hopefully.
If you are watching, it says people are watching. If you're watching, can you please comment if you can hear me or not? Please, because this is supposed to be audio, and if there's no audio, what's the point?
Yeah.
So if you're watching, can you please
put it
say
in the chat just in case they can't?
Yeah, put it in the chat. You go, girl. She likes to do that. Don't move the computer. You're messing up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Jenna, you messed it up. Okay. Okay. So sorry, guys. If you are listening on audio, I'm sorry. This is the first episode back, so just bear with us. Okay. So we have a lot of fantastic. Oh,
wait.
Okay. Good times.
There we go. So I can see.
All right. I don't know if you can hear us. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about having a guest, because they'll say, "Hey, I can't hear you." I'm gonna take it off if it's not working. Let me do something else, y'all. Look at this. Live in action. We will change it so you can hear.
Wait, talk?
Me?
Yeah.
We'll change it. Okay. So I changed it. Hopefully you can hear us. I don't need that. It's off now.
It's supposed to be off?
Yeah, we changed it to this.
Oh, so
I
can
think.
take it off.
Wait,
then?
time out. Let me see. Sorry, guys. This is so fun. Let me see here. All right. Anyway. Okay. I think you can hear us. I believe. Nobody commented yet. So anyway. Aw. Okay. If you can hear us, it would be helpful to just say yes or no. That way, we can go. Don't put it there. It's going to cause interference. Thank you. Appreciate it. So anyway, this is so fun. It's so organized, isn't it? It will be. Next week, we have guests. We have a guest, and it will be a lot more organized. I promise. So let's talk about those guests. Episode 2, we have Sabina Dahlmeyer. It's going to be exciting because, I used to like choose stuff sometimes that I've been through because I love to talk about that kind of stuff. But she just commented that she wanted to come on, and I'm really excited because she is a math anxiety specialist. Isn't that neat? What does that mean? So when people get like have to do math, they get anxious sometimes. So that's who she helps. That's who her demographic is. She helps people that have math anxiety. And I think that's really neat because in high school, math was not my subject. Now, McKenna, what's your favorite subject?
Math.
Right. Uh-huh.
I love math. I
Yeah.
think that it's not calming, but I think that it's so useful in life when you grow up. And using a calculator isn't always the best thing because then if it comes to a thing where you don't have a calculator and you're put on the spot and you don't know, that would be really bad. So I put math in like one of my top priorities, and I try to study if I don't understand something. Like right now, I'm learning algebra, and yeah, I just think it's really important. But yeah, that's my favorite subject.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I encourage all the things, and we're going to talk about the things that McKenna is doing too. I encourage all the things, right? That's just not my strong suit. And that's the cool thing is like you learn you got to learn to be accepting. You might not agree with stuff, but basically like being in a relationship or being in a friendship or whatever, or having children, I might not agree with everything that they do. And my parents surely didn't agree with everything that I did, but they love me and they accept me, right? So that's the difference. I mean, you can be hateful and put people down. What good does that do? Or you could just say, hey, I might not have done it this way, but I still love you, right? So that's life is just, life is too complex to sweat the small stuff sometimes. Now, if your kid is breaking the law, that's another issue. I'm not agreeing with that. But if it's not that serious and you can talk it out, it's try to because it's important and kids need us. They really do. I have a almost 24-year-old and a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, and they still need me. I still need my parents, and I'm 42, right? So it's like it's really important to be their support system. Again, you might not agree with everything. You can tell them when you don't think something is right. That's open communication. Communication is very important. How many times do I correct you, McKenna? When you say a certain phrase.
a lot.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not a bad phrase. It's just
It's not a good phrase.
I don't say it at the right time.
It's not.
They're gonna think I'm saying something like really bad.
Say it then. Say it.
I'm not trying to get that hate, that shade. I'm okay. But
say it, McKenna. I'll tell you what she says. We'll be in the store and she gets happy or excited about something and says, I'm about to start twerking. What is wrong? No. First of all, you better not start twerking. Second of all, don't hide. You can't go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. So,
do I say that?
come closer. You're out of the frame. Okay. So she does. I don't agree with it. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you 50 times to not say that. So sometimes she thinks it's funny, and I don't find it funny. Listen to her. She's having a blast. It's not funny. Ay, ay, ay. Right. So the words that the kids say now, I think it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Rizzler and all this stuff, I don't agree with it. But guess what? It's not hurt nothing. She's not robbing a bank if she says Riz and Slay and Clock It. Right? So you have to choose your battles. Should she say clock it to her teacher? She better not ever say clock it to her teacher. Yeah. McKenna. So, fun times.
Will I get in trouble if I
See, this is so live. You see, this is live interaction. All right. Now, we'll talk about that later. Okay. I love Miss Watts. We'll talk about a few of the other guests, and then we're going to hear from McKenna on the cool, awesome things that she's been doing. So I don't know how to pronounce this, and if she was on right now, I would ask her before I said it. But it's either Sophia or Sophia, almost Sonia. She is an occupational therapist. I'm really excited because in my book I have occupational therapy. My son had occupational therapy to help with his diagnosis, and then in the character in the book gets occupational therapy to help with his. So occupational therapy works wonders. And I am even speech therapy, occupational therapy. I take physical therapy for my vestibular stuff. And I love it. It helps my life a lot. So I'm very blessed to have that as an option. Now, episode 4 is Monique. Yay! I love Monique. She's been on the podcast before, both of them, I believe. She is amazing. I can't list all the things that she does because it's like 200 things, but she's having a retreat. I don't know when, but I told you I'm going to tell you about Monique's 3 days release thing. It's starting Monday. It's on Monday. I'll have to give you the information. If you want the information, please ask me and I will tell you before tomorrow, which is Monday. If you're in a different country, ask me really soon because it's nighttime for you guys. So Monique is a massage therapist, a somatic coach, a mind-body coach, oh my gosh, I don't even know. She does retreats. She has a lot of, she just does a lot. She is amazing. She helps with trauma, pain, all kinds of stuff and releasing it. I love her. She's amazing. How many times I'm going to say that? So I cannot wait. We're going to talk about a subject that's uncomfortable for McKenna. So she may not be here or she might want to step out of the room. We're going to talk about several things. One thing is anxiety with her, and we're going to talk about period pain. It's okay, McKenna. So she's a little embarrassed by that, and that's okay. She does not have to be here for that. That I would never force her to be uncomfortable. She probably needs the information, but I'm not going to force her to be live and if she's uncomfortable. All right. Then we have a lot of people. We are booked almost until August. Almost full until August, okay? So that is so exciting. I love it. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm grateful to be back. I try to come back literally the end of last year. Hi, Jayla. So I try to come back the end of last year and then all that health stuff happened and I just couldn't. Like It just didn't make sense. I was going to so many appointments and doctors that I did not have the time to focus on the show and be a good host and be helpful for you guys. Because again, I told you I want to be authentic and genuine. If I'm going through all that, it just wouldn't be right. Like I have to be better. My mindset is way better. I'm so happy. I've worked on a lot of things and I'm still working on some things, but I'm very excited for the way that life is going. So, and I'm very grateful again. Grateful to God. I'm grateful to everybody that helps me. I'm just very grateful. So, McKenna, hi.
Hi.
Can you tell everybody what you've been up to? Like, what do you do in school? What are all the activities that you do? And how do you balance it all?
So I am in band, dance, 2 AC classes, well, technically 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be in 4 next year. And I am in color guard and in a few clubs. So yeah, and I balance it.
Wait, and you're an ambassador?
Oh,
and a
and
leader?
I'm in a leadership program,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm an ambassador.
What does ambassador mean for your
Ambassador
school?
for my school is we go to schools like elementary schools that will go to my school in the future. So I go to Barber and Ackworth and Baker will go to my school. So we go to Baker and Ackworth and Baker come to my school, and we basically give them tours and explain what it like a day in the life of a sixth grader is like for the fifth graders. And I experienced the same thing last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we also will have shadow students, which is when fifth graders, like when one fifth grader is with us and they are basically go to all of our classes with us, eat lunch with us, everything.
Wow.
So they get to see all of our classes and yeah, everything that we do in the day of life with us. And color guard, I have a competition in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with a routine to better together. And I think it is pretty cool and pretty fun
Mm-hmm.
because it's like physical, mental, because we have 2 hour practices and you have to be mentally prepared to do everything and be out at 7 o'clock and come back home, which is not that late in my opinion, but it's still later than some people go out. So you have to be mentally prepared and physically prepared because we do stretches that are like trying to get yourself to do splits and we do leaps and jumps and toss a 6 foot pole with a flag on
Remember when I used to say, never mind. It sounds violent, but it never was. It was a joke. But I'm not going to say it. So, anyway, yes. So, how do you balance it all? And how do you mentally prepare yourself for things like concerts, recitals, and the competition?
So I always have to put my priorities in front of like everything. So there's grades and then there's color guard, which is like clothes, and then there's clubs, which is like and ambassadors in the middle, and leadership is in like under the ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
But my top 3 things are grades. Like my top 3 priorities are grades, color guard, and ambassador. Those are the most important in my opinion because you have to put in the most work to get your grades up. You have to put in the most work to try to win the competition in color guard, and you want to be a good influence for the fifth graders.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was your other question? How do you prepare? Practice. I practice a lot at home.
Very good. You
I
do.
try to play my clarinet as much as possible for a band. I have to practice. I bring flags home. I have to practice a lot. to practice my tosses and not top tosses, my spins and everything.
What about the pretzel thing?
Oh, the pretzel rolls are actually, they used to be so hard, but I have to do like 5 of them in my routine.
What is a pretzel roll? You want to tell everybody?
So a pretzel roll is basically when you're standing up and then you roll and then you stand back up. So it's like you're standing up, you get on the
ground.
get on the ground, cross your legs, do a turn on your buttocks, and
It means buttocks, not Botox.
yeah. And then your legs are crossed, so then you get back up. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like and you're down, and then you spin, and then you get back up. It's supposed to be smooth. It's like a smooth little turn.
Nice.
At first, I couldn't do it, but I've had to practice a lot because it's like hard to get yourself in that position. So they say to do Thor, to like put one knee on the ground, put your hand down on the ground with your foot. So it's like one leg up, one leg on your knee, and one hand down. And then you turn on your butt, and then you're supposed to went up. Yeah.
Awesome. So for kids out there that are watching or listening, probably watching because you guys are YouTube people again. So what would you tell them if, like, how can they keep their grades up while doing activities? Like, what advice would you give?
You have to prioritize everything.
Right.
So if you know that you have a test on Thursday and you want to sign up for an activity that's on Wednesday and Tuesday and Monday, and you just learned that you have a test, you shouldn't be in that club because you need to have time to practice, and you would put or study, and you need to put your priorities first. So your top priority in that situation would be your test, because that can affect your grades, and that can affect technically your future, because your grades just get more important from middle school. So elementary school is basically where your grades matter, but they're not as important. And then the higher you get, the more important it is. So middle school is where your grades get up there. High school grades are also very important because that's like up to college. And so grades have always been important. So just put your priorities first. Don't go to a club that you know is going to take up all your study time and then go home and go to sleep and eat dinner and take a shower. But when you know you need to study, and then wake up the day of and it's your first period and you're like, I forgot to study. And it's 60% of your grade. And
oh boy.
And not matter of fact, you would be cooked. So
oh no, not cooked.
Put your priorities first, and yeah, that's basically it. Don't do anything that you'll regret later. It's okay to make mistakes, but learn from them. So don't go the next week you have a test and then still go to the club and the school club, and do it again and then fail that test again, because that could be a retest and then you failed again. But yeah, learn from your mistakes. It's okay to make them, but learn from them.
Very good. I just want to say that I'm very impressed by you, and I'm very grateful for you, and you're an amazing kid.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you. You're so smart, and you're level-headed. Now you do some stuff, we all do, I did too, that I'm like, what? Why would you do that? But I'm very proud of you. You're very smart and together, and you're getting great grades while you manage all the things that you do, and you excel in them. Like are you still in honor band?
Yes.
Okay. So like, honestly, just super proud of McKenna. She really does go above and beyond. She's so smart. And so I'm glad that she's also leading by example. So if I'm doing a show to help kids and I have a kid that's on here with me and she's failing everything, that wouldn't be very helpful. that would be kind of hypocritical. So it's awesome that she really can lead by example as well. Again, we make mistakes. I make mistakes. I do stuff that, like when I just slipped on the bricks. I mean, what the heck? I should have paid attention. I should have looked down. I didn't know that they were like, there was like a little frosty. It's weird. Anyways, so, things happen. That's life. But great advice from McKenna. And now we did not even plan what we were going to say. This one. Now, the other ones we will, because there's two of us talking to one person. We didn't plan what we were going to say. This is just an 11-year-old talking, which is really awesome. And I'm very proud because that's the thing. Sometimes we will, like, as parents, will instill these values, right? They might not be doing anything that you taught them at all. And then all of a sudden they become a certain age and all of a sudden something you said clicks. And now they're like, oh wow, wait, my mom said this. And then everybody can change. I have a story, I'll talk about it one episode, and he's actually going to come on an episode of my second son. It was challenging. He has a lot of diagnosis. At one point, he was getting in trouble in school. And now he is a total different person. A total different person. Like, I'm talking about not only a 360, like a 500 and something. I don't even know. Like, it's just great. So she's like, that's not a real thing. I know. Like, yeah, she's good at math now, y'all.
Oh, also, if you're having trouble in math, remember, please excuse my dear sound.
What does that mean?
So parentheses is the P, exponents, which is like the little number on top of the big number. Okay, multiplication, and then division, addition, and subtraction. And that's what you'll use a lot in middle school, a lot. You'll basically just use it a lot. At my school, that's what we had to go over in math because we were starting to go over algebra and exponents and everything. So, yeah, that's very important if you're having trouble in math or algebra or anything. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, McKenna.
No problem.
So, I'm so proud of you. You're good. You're good. All right. So, how awesome. Listen to her teaching you math. I love it. Well, always be creative. I don't care how old you are. Could be younger than 10. We say 10 because some of the topics, like I said, are for like tweens and teens. So that's why we started at 10. The book is for like 11 and up. It could be 10. There's one part that's a little questionable if it's scary for 10-year-olds, but I don't think it is. So no matter what age you are, go after your dreams. Try. Now, you have parents and guardians, and hopefully you do, or you could be in a foster home, and you might not have those opportunities that some people do. But that means that you are so awesome if you really complete those things that you're trying to strive after, and you don't have the opportunities and the resources that people have, and you still do it. Like, be so proud of yourself, because that is amazing. Like, that's so amazing. I'm proud of you. So whatever it is, one of McKenna's friends wants to write a book. I didn't even know her. I went to McKenna. That's another thing. McKenna got picked for the authors team, which was really cool. One person in each class. And it meant a lot to me because we had already wrote the book. I was proud of her. Her story was awesome. There was this other girl who her story was amazing. So I said, I want to tell her. I don't know her. It's embarrassing to McKenna sometimes, of course, because she's like, why are you talking to my friend? But I told her, I said, your story is really good. It could be a book. I saw her a few months later, actually a lot of months later. That was at the end of 5th grade. So I saw her, December, right? Yeah, in December, we saw her at the skating rink. And she said, I'm on chapter 2 of my book. I remembered what you told me. That's so much to me because like literally had just met her for the first time. She doesn't know me, and she remembered what I said. Encouragement is important, guys. Support is important. You might not like chess, but your kid might be a great chess player. He might not even be a great chess player yet, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to be a great chess player. But if you give them that support and that love, they might be more encouraged to be the best and try the best that they can. If you're always putting them down and saying, oh, I don't like chess. Chess is boring or whatever. I'm just making stuff up. Then that actually might kind of stall their progress and they might not like it anymore because you don't. Right. So it's important for us to be there and to try to show up to events, try to show up to things, go to school, volunteer for stuff. It's hard. I get it. Okay. If you work Monday through Friday, that's got to be hard because I'm blessed enough to work 312s and sometimes I pick up. But that's why I can help sometimes. When the boys were young and I was working every single day, I didn't get to do it as much. I tried. When I ever had a day off, I tried. I would try. I've gone on field trips before and stuff like that, but I wasn't doing it as often as other people. And I was doing it more than other. And that's what you got to remember. Nobody's perfect. There's no perfect parent. There's no perfect child. There's no perfect person. If we try our best, that's all we can do. If we love and support and just encourage, and that's what we can do. If we're kind, if we be kind, whoop, whoop. Well, look, I'm like, which way is it? That way. If we're kind, right? It's important. If we lead by example, it's important. Even for older siblings. If you're 10 to 16, you might have younger siblings. It's important to be a good example for them. Okay. I know it's a lot. Yeah. Of course you can.
When you're done.
Yes, but it's important to be a good example. Again, we're not perfect, right? Not at all. But I do want to say one thing really quick. I want to brag on my daughter-in-law and my son. My granddaughter, they're doing an amazing job with my granddaughter, and they are 21 years old. And I'm so proud of them, right? It's also important to not be judgmental because they are doing, their parenting is so good. And it's my daughter-in-law stays home. So no offense to my son. A lot of it is led by her and things she reads and sees. But they are doing such a great job parenting, better than some 40-year-olds I know with a little baby, because she's putting in the effort and researching, and she's blessed enough to be able to be there. Now, if you're working full time, you're not going to be able to. I wasn't able to implement those things, and things are different now than they were. But I'm very proud of them. You know, people will judge and say, oh my gosh, you don't look old enough to have a kid that's old enough to have a kid. That's true. I'm probably not, don't look old enough, but that's okay. I do have a kid that has a kid, and I'm proud of them, right? And that's what I can do. I also had kids younger, so I had the perspective of being in that place. So I did not judge. I said, what do you need? What do you need help with? What do you need? Right? That's not saying, you know, hey, everybody, I accept, whatever, but I accept it. I'm okay with it. It didn't bother me at all because a baby is a blessing, right? So that's the whole thing. Be kind, love, don't ever give up. If you're going through something right now and you're having a hard time, I want you to never, never, never quit and never give up and keep going. Write it down. Write a journal. If you're a kid and hopefully you have something to write on, write a journal. Do whatever you need to do. You can deep breathe. You can do so many things. Count backwards. It works for any age. I love it. I do it sometimes. If I'm getting overwhelmed, my heart rate's going up, and I'm getting overwhelmed and overheated at work, I have to take some deep breaths, and sometimes I count backwards.
Also, you can also talk to people about it.
Yeah,
like
that's
your
true.
parents or your counselor or your teacher, any trusted adult.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because unfortunately sometimes kids might not be in a situation where they have trusted adults at where they live, and that's sad, and it happens. And so very, very good point, McKenna. An adult that you can trust, that you built trust with, you want to talk to them about it. Try not to, if it's safe, try not to keep it in, because it's going to make you anxious, upset, angry, sad, all the things. Now, if it's the safest thing, do what's safe. And, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Oh.
Good.
Oh. So when she was talking about the kind thing, I was just gonna say that everybody has a different perspective on what's kind and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
So just try to be the best you can be, no matter what. Because somebody might say that you were being rude and you don't see that you were being rude in that situation. But since they think it would just be more respectful to just say sorry and ask how you could do better in that situation, or basically just try to be the best you can be. But yeah.
I agree. So when you say be the best that you can be, give one example of what that means. Like, what's one thing you can do to be the best that you can be?
So if you have a lot of sadness built up and that's holding you back from being yourself, then you could talk to somebody about it or color, because coloring helps me. And I know you were talking about the math anxiety, but mine's the other way around. When I do math, it calms me down.
That's awesome.
So
yeah.
I can do math and basically just deep breathe. But if anything's on your chest, you can always talk to anyone about it that you trust. I'm not just saying go up to some random person on the street and be like, "So here's what's going on." It's somebody
They'll be like,
"Who are you?"
Yeah.
But I'm saying somebody that you know, somebody that you can trust, and somebody that you can rely on, and somebody that you know would listen.
Very good. So if you are a listener and you know my intro, I rapped and loosely. That word is so loosely because it's not like a rap like that. Okay, no, sorry. But if you have heard that, my last lines of that song, a lot of them are important because that's what the show's about. But I will end with that. Also, I'll end with that and say that I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for your whole family. Whoever listens, share this with others. We will have some amazing guests, football player. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't even list like all the people that are going to be on. Some authors, some children's authors, some just a lot of really cool people. And there's going to be subjects, like I said, just for parents and some just for kids and a mixture. So I hope something that you heard or saw today helps you see something from a different point of view or helps you see your authentic points of view. Also, don't ever give up because you got this. If you quit, think of all the opportunities that you could miss. And who was mouthing that? How many times have you heard that? A bazillion.
Infinity.
Yeah. Do you feel like, and you can just be truthful, do you feel like the words that I say or the things that I teach people or help with, do I actually live that way?
It depends on what. So, 90% of the time, yes. But if you're in a really bad mood, then no. I don't expect anybody to act like that if you're in a really bad mood, unless you're amazing.
And
Hey, I'm amazing.
but you are amazing. But like, unless you're like invincible or something.
I didn't
But-
expect that
yes,
answer from her.
a
So
lot.
see how real this is? I'm telling you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for bearing with us. You know, my phone was talking in the middle at the beginning.
Hello, everybody.
All kinds of stuff. So this is a trial and error. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us. Please tune in next week.
Enjoy the Super Bowl if you.
Oh,
like
yes.
Football.
Right. Super Bowl is tonight. So
Monday.
she's clocking it, driving me
Go
bonkers.
ahead. Anyway,
Um,
I'm happy with whoever wins. I'm not trying to start a fan war. I'm happy with whoever wins.
okay, right. So yes. So the Super Bowl's tonight. Good luck to your teams. Woot woot. Tune in next Sunday, February the 16th, right? I think. I
Yes.
can't do math. Oh, very good. At 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Sabina Dahlmeyer will be the guest. I'm so excited. Also, the next week will be at 3 p.m. Then March the 2nd, I believe, will be at 7 p.m. I will announce the week before what time it will be because we're live. I work on the weekends. So that day I'm going to be working at 5:30 in the morning, getting off at 4, rushing home and picking her up, then doing the show at 7. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be sleepy, but it's worth it. I love to help people. That's my passion. That's what I do this for, is to inspire and others and give them hope. And you'll find out more about my backstory if you don't already know it. And that's what I do. If you want to find out more about my coaching, you will get a not 3 minutes. That's not that much. 30-minute discovery call for free. Not 3. And please let me know if you're interested. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, also, you can buy the book on Amazon. We should have put that. Let's put the banner down there. We don't know what we're doing with this. And a banner. Oh, but we can't put the link. We don't have the link. So, this is so fun. All right. So,
Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. I know it didn't seem like the best, but it will be better next week now that we've known kind of what to do and what not to do. But thank you guys for listening.
all right. The name of it is, and it's so not going. Are you?
No.
All right.
That
Look
looks
at that.
like a news thing.
Inside CJ's mind is going across. It's for guests. Like, you're supposed to put their information down below.
Oh,
Isn't that
that's
fun? Yeah, except for it took me 12
Why is
minutes
it-
to figure it out. But okay, the book is called Inside CJ's Mind. You can get it on Amazon. I will put the link below. And that way, if you're watching this back, you can get it. And also, so I'll put it on the YouTube and Facebook. So also if you want the link for my scheduling the 30-minute call, please just let me know and then we'll do that. I have a discovery call on the 11th. So I'm excited. I do grief and trauma life coaching. Okay. Just to let you know what I do. Some people will ask me about something. I do not do health and fitness. I do not do financial stuff. I do not. But if you need help with grieving or trauma, I will gladly love to talk to you. Okay. And anxiety that kind of goes along with the trauma, grief stuff. So thank you so much for everything. This went 5 minutes over. I'm sorry. But please feel free to comment below. If you're watching the replay, please put replay in the comments and then tell us what you think. We are booked almost all the way till August, but I would love to hear who you want on the show or what topics you want to hear. And I will announce a month ahead, basically, so you can tune in. I'm going to start posting them every week. And that's hard for me to do, y'all, because I literally keeping up with social media while I'm working and all the other things. It's a lot, but I'm gonna do it. I'm excited. So it's a challenge, but I can do it. And then also she helped me with the video intro. I need to add that right now. It was last minute and I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
But I will add it for next week. Thank you so much again. Love you all. Kindness, love, and peace to you and your
Enjoy the
families.
Super Bowl. Have a great Sunday and a great week.
All right. Thanks, guys.